Reporter Dennis Ferry and photographer John Kenny spent 2 weeks in that country to look at its problems and a small solution imported from Milwaukee. He joins us now live. Dennis?
And one of history's most famous exports. Silk versus cocaine. That's the marquee, a 4,000-year-old fiber of fable versus the reigning king of drugs. But before we look at that confrontation, we need to look at the stage and some of its actors. This is Cali, the third biggest city in Colombia. It is said the drug cartel muscle is in Medellin, the brains in Cali. But in a country with an astounding 16,000 murders a year, violence isn't regional, it's everywhere. Colombia is smaller than Alaska, yet there are nearly twice as many annual murders than in the entire United States. This disco was destroyed by a car bomb, a drug lord to drug lord message. Innocent lives always footnote these exchanges, and the fears manifest in heavy security. Every apartment complex has at least 2 armed guards. Every person a story of a brush with drug traffickers. They are called the narcotraficantes. They are brazen. Political candidates, judges, policemen, daylight massacres. Their bold assassinations are unequaled.
Con el ánimo de conseguir dinero. Si eso es a través del narcotráfico, lo hacen. Si es a través del asesinato de una persona, lo hacen tranquilamente. Al otro día están con la mente en blanco, sin ningún problema, comprando ropa de marca, comprando unos buenos tenis, un buen blue jean, ¿no? Una buena camisa y una moto.
Or the trademark narco car, always tinted windows, always new. It is so dangerous to approach these cars that our usually fearless guides wouldn't even slow down when we passed. No taxi driver will get near them. They are a rolling badge, ideal in drugs and death.
In the traditional way of people seeing things, were completely destroyed. When you have all the money you want, or all the money you can have, or even more, then you start buying people, buying weapons. So I think this has been the worst thing that could happen to Colombia.
The drug lords have fertile ground for the cultivation of human souls. Outside of Colombia's major cities, there is only one paved road, the Pan American Highway. The rest are dirt and gravel, and the people are as poor as the surfaces. A few weeks of money, women, and a fancy car in exchange for your life. That's the deal. And there are thousands of applicants. Equally dangerous, but not so lucrative, is the job of national policemen. These border guards are not allowed to appear on television, but their supervisor was gone, and so we jumped at the opportunity. The drug lords will pay $10,000 to man, woman, or child who kills one of these men. National policemen make $80 a month to live under that price. It's the only job around. The best way to avoid death? Go on the take. Corruption is rampant. Past the border guards lies the fertile fields of the Central Andes. The very best coffee in Colombia comes from this region. But great coffee doesn't make for a great life in the mountain city of Insa. This is typical rural poverty. A coffee grower makes $55 a month in this heavily regulated business. And any diversity usually just feeds the family, as our trip to high San Francisco proves. This peak was a marker for the Spanish conquistadors, a pyramid built above a series of underground caves. They stored arms here. The caves from the early 1500s have never been seen on television until now. Gabriel de Jesus thought the old ones had left him a tourist attraction. He built a small cantina next to his farm in anticipation. We were his first customers in 3 months. He and his wife have 8 children, and a better life seems inconceivable, almost too complicated for words.
Pues no, sí, uno necesita muchas cosas, ¿no? Pero pues...
Well, we need a lot of things.
¿Quién sabe?
Ser uno estudiado, ¿no?
Well, first
Pero
study.
yo como yo no sé, nunca supe que era conocer el patio de la escuela.
But I
Yo
never
soy
knew a
alfabeta.
single school in my life.
Entonces, a mí me hacen preguntas, sí, pero pues yo no sé, no las sé responder.
Her children are illiterate also, separated from the schools by the price of a uniform. That won't change. The rural parts of Colombia are ignored. New crops or new techniques don't reach these parts. The city streets are blood-soaked, and the rural streets are potholed with poverty. Yet the two areas connect. Blood and misery clinging to an endless line of cocaine.
The idea is to interrupt that farmer-to-supplier connection. One of the newest and most successful ideas comes from Milwaukee. Tomorrow night, we will look at Silk for Life's impact in the town of Timbillo, Colombia. And Liz, we'll find out what happens when people get silk in their blood.